All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Before I get started, let me show you the shirt, if I haven't already. Roman's gonna kill Seth tomorrow after what he said about his family. Either way, we'll get into that later. Thank you so much for joining me at this time. Let's get started with tonight's review of Friday Night Smackdown from Kansas City, Missouri, as Charlotte Flair opens the show and insults the Kansas City Chiefs, which is heel move 1-on-1. Talks about how she's going to win the Royal Rumble and whatnot. I hear new music, and that's Shayna Baszler's music. And she talks about snapping limbs and breaking bones. And then Aaliyah comes out. Nice shirt. I will say that. Nice shirt. Aaliyah 317 says, I just broke your record. But either way, Aaliyah came out really excited. Then Natalia comes out and says her piece, and then Shotzi Blackheart, who reminds me a lot of the vocalist from the band Arch Nemesis. Fun fact, I thought that was a guy who was the vocalist for Arch Nemesis. That is a female whose voice can go that deep. That is amazing. It's like Ginger. How do these female metal vocalists make their voices go so man-like deep? But either way, she reminds me of Arch Nemesis, except green hair. Hers is Nemesis is blue. Then after that, a shocking twist to the whole night as the boss Sasha Banks finally returns. Looks better than ever, by the way, and makes her piece real known. Obviously, she is announcing that she is in the Royal Rumble. And for those of you who have missed it, be sure to check out my review of my top favorite Sasha Banks moments. As a couple of days ago, I did a review to celebrate her birthday by reviewing my favorite 10 matches of Sasha Banks. You can also find that on my birthday playlist, Wrestler's Birthday Playlist. But also, as Sasha comes in, says her short piece, everyone fights. All four women begin to fight in the ring as Sasha stands on the outside just cheering them on. Go, Charlotte! Go, Aaliyah! Go, Shayna! Go! You know how it goes. And then after everyone gets thrown out and Charlotte gives Aaliyah the big boot, or should I say the big foot, Sasha comes in, and before Charlotte could go for the Bigfoot, Sasha counters it, and apparently Charlotte's foot smells. Obviously, a lot of foot guys are going to eat this up. But apparently, Charlotte's foot smells. I do not. I do not want to imagine that. But either way, Sasha throws Charlotte out, and Charlotte retreats as Sasha is standing tall. And I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I will tell you what one thing I said in my Sasha review, and that is this. Somewhere down the line, Sasha is going to win a Royal Rumble. I don't know if she's going to win this one, but she's going to win one before retirement. Bank on that. Our first match of the evening involves the birthday guy, Sheamus, and Ridge Holland versus Ricochet and Cesaro, with the birthday man, Sheamus, and Cesaro, familiar rivals, starting us off. And they started us off, and then after a while, Mr. Potato Head, as Pat McAfee calls him, Ridge Holland, and Ricochet gets in. Ricochet, as always, shows out with some amazing moves, but he got isolated for a little bit. And for those of you who missed it, last week Ricochet got buried. I think that was a total burial match. But either way, Ricochet had a match tonight and he got isolated for a little bit. But then the familiar rivals, Sheamus and Cesaro, came in and fought it off, with Cesaro sending a Royal Rumble message by throwing Sheamus over the top. Before Sheamus could get swung around, Ridge Holland would take his mask, the same mask that Sheamus wore for protection, and which Sheamus gave to him for protection because of the injury, and used it on Cesaro, and Ridge would pin Cesaro for the win. But while I'm on that subject, while I'm not going to do a full review on Sheamus, today is his birthday. Let me give you a quick list of some of my favorite matches of Sheamus. One of the most underrated and, in a case, underappreciated wrestler. But let's go down the list of a couple of great matches. I don't have time to list them all, but let me go through a couple of things that I did like. I really enjoyed the rivalry that Sheamus and Cesaro had. I will say that they had an amazing rivalry together. Sheamus defeating John Cena at TLC. You have Sheamus versus Triple H at WrestleMania 26, even though it was a losing effort. Great match. And also, you have Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules 2012. So that's a couple of my top picks of my favorite matches from Sheamus. Since I can't do a review for his birthday, don't have the time, but I will give you that for right now. Our second match of the evening involves, finally, Naomi and Sonya Deville. Finally, they finally had a match. I mean, please, Jesus, thank you guys for hopefully we put this thing to rest. But either way, Sonya Deville versus Naomi. Let's get into that. So what happened was, backstage, I will tell you what's funny. The referee was talking to Sonya Deville backstage, and the referee looked like he was about to fall asleep as Sonya was talking. It was you know how it's like when you fall asleep to a parent or a teacher's lecture, you just that's what the referee looks like. But either way, moving forward, the match was interesting. I really enjoyed it. And when Naomi's birthday comes, if I have the time, I will probably end up putting this match on the list. So it started off with Sonya hiding behind the ropes and stuff like that because the ref promised to call the match down the middle, and he did. And then Pat McAfee mentioned Sonya Deville wearing one of Ridge Holland's mask. If that were the case, then Sonya would look like something off of an X-Dungeon video. I can't really say specifically what I'm talking about because I gotta keep it PG, but that's what she would look like. But either way, Sonya took control of the match, and there were plenty of times where I thought it was over. I don't know what that move was, but Sonya had Naomi up high like she was going to do a vertical suplex or a brainbuster and turned it into something else. I thought it was over right there, but then there was a 2 count. Then Sonya raped Naomi's eyes and went for the roll-up. I thought that was it. My heart skipped a beat. Thankfully, Naomi came in with the rear view, which, with all due respect, I don't think that move hurts at all. But the split-legged moonsault definitely does, and Naomi finally puts an end to it. And Naomi was about to sing na 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 na, hey hey goodbye, but Naomi was on one rhythm and the fans were on another rhythm, so while she was singing na 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 na, the fans were saying hey 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 goodbye. They were just off. You have to sing on one accord. The rhythm was just off. I thought it was funny. But either way, to keep Sonya from letting her tears cause her to slip and fall on the way out, she just had to announce herself as the winner, as a participant of the Royal Rumble, because she just can't handle the fact that she got her butt kicked. Sonya got whipped by the Nene. She got whipped by the Nene. Naomi, I'm speaking of. That was the best humor I can do. Let's move on with another episode of Sami Zayn's In Zayn, which is now a podcast because we all knew In Zayn was not that good and Sami was faking. He was faking getting tased. He was faking. But either way, Sami had Shanky and Jinder Mahal come on to his quote podcast and talk until Rick Booze and Shinsuke Nakamura that was the best I could do. Came out, and Pat McAfee, as always, is having a good time. Every time Rick Boogs and Pat McAfee, and Shinsuke come out, I immediately look for Pat McAfee because I gotta tell you, Pat is one of the best. And I want to ask you guys a question while I'm on it. Who do you think was better with Michael Cole on SmackDown? Taz or Pat McAfee? I'm about to say Pat McAfee because Pat is just so much fun to listen to on commentary. He really is. And he's fun when Shinsuke comes out. So Rick Boogs, who looks like a muscular Freddie Mercury 2.0, another one bites the dust. But either way, Rick Boogs came out and in a tag match showed strength. Not only giving the vertical suplex to a 7-foot tall Shanky, but power slamming him to win the match for his team of Rick and Shinsuke Nakamura. Rah! I can't do the high voice twice. I gotta conserve my vocal cords so that I can be able to do this once a week. I have to do that. But moving for a big win for Shinsuke and Rick Boogs, who is a muscular Freddie Mercury because he cut his hair. Moving on, a very short match. Tonight we have Big E from Monday Night Raw coming to SmackDown, and according to Big E, bears do whatever it is bears do in the woods. That is somewhat allusion to restroom breaks. But either way, I forgot how he said the quote. It was funny when I heard it though. But either way, moving forward, the new day take on Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, and Magic Mike Moss. For those of you who are a bit new to this channel, I don't call him Madcap Moss. I call him Magic Mike Moss because he looks like a... Hold on. I gotta think about this. Let's just say Magic Mike Moss reminds me of the movie that Shannon Tatum was in, which is dedicated to male provocative dancers. I will say that so this show stays appropriate. But he looks like some male dancer from Las Vegas. But either way, Magic Mike Moss and Baron Corbin versus the New Day. And of course, Kofi Kingston got isolated for a little bit until Big E came in and suplexed everyone. Somehow Kofi got back in and only to get deep sixed by Corbin. And it was for a 2 count, thankfully. And of course, Big E tags in and gives Magic Mike Moss the midnight hour, a double team move with himself and Kofi Kingston for the win. And I cannot wait to see what Kofi does this year. What is Kofi going to do this year to stay in the Rumble is what I want to know. Also, Kofi needs to win a Rumble at some year. Now we get personal, ladies and gentlemen. In the last part of the evening, a face-to-face between Seth Rollins and the one Roman Reigns, as Roman ties Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan for longest WWE Championship reigns, and he will probably outdo Walter's reign, or should I say Gunter. That name just makes me sick. But either way, moving forward, it was a promo in which Seth Rollins, I'll be honest, Seth kind of won. As much, I'm going to tell you this. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. Seth really owned Roman on this promo tonight. I got to be honest. The Joker dressed alike Seth really owned him. He mentioned all the success that Seth had over Roman, but that didn't trigger Roman like the chair shot to the back. And Roman said he will never forgive him for what he did to him and Mox. And that unlike Seth, who said, "My brother, I will always love you," Roman said, "I hate you. I hate you." I can't really sound like Roman. But either way, Roman hates Seth. And if that wasn't fuel enough, Seth comes in and calls his whole family a joke. My money was already on Seth Rollins. No, I'm sorry. My money was already on Roman Reigns to win this Sunday. Roman, I'm a compromise one. Well, I'm not going to compromise, but I will say this: Roman is going to Hulk smash. Roman is going to Hulk smash Seth for what he said about his family this Sunday. My money is on Roman Reigns. Roman is going to wreck Seth, and he's going to win regardless because Roman is the one. What do you think about tonight's broadcast of Friday Night Smackdown, and what are your Royal Rumble predictions? I don't think Charlotte's going to win the Rumble. I know Roman Reigns is going to maybe not destroy, but Roman is going to kick Seth's butt for talking about his family. He called the Usos a joke, his uncle's a joke, his father's a joke. Yo, he basically what he's saying is Rikishi, Yokozuna, and The Rock. Another one of my all-time favorites is a joke. Bottom line, he called The Rock, everyone in the family, a joke. You don't mess. If we know one thing about Roman, you don't embarrass the family. And even though Seth thinks that Roman is embarrassing the family because he's been defeated by Seth, there will be no embarrassment to the family this Sunday because I'm calling it. I don't gamble, but my money's on Roman to win, and the Usos are probably gonna retain the championships because Royal Rumble will not be the night for the Bloodline to lose. Roman's gonna have a fit, but my money's on Roman to win the match. I don't know who to pick for Brock Lesnar versus Lashley, but we'll see how that turns out. I can't wait to see that match. What do you think about tonight's event? What are your Royal Rumble predictions? This is the Danny Show. That's all the time I got for you today, and I'll be back tomorrow or Sunday morning for a review on the Royal Rumble. See you then, everyone.